nitrous oxide abuse is becoming more recognized in medical communities as the availability of the dangerous product, sometimes used to make whipped cream, has exploded.
And one local woman says that the easy access created an addiction and landed her in the hospital. As Rob Krieger reports, she says companies manufacturing nitrous oxide are supplying a high.
We found her in her apartment, not having any feeling from her waist down.
She couldn't lift her legs off the bed.
She couldn't walk.
If you move her foot up and down, she couldn't tell which direction you were moving it.
Seeing her carted off in an ambulance was a father's worst nightmare.
Not everyone sees total resolution of symptoms.
We didn't even know if she was ever going to walk again.
I'm here in the hospital because I am paralyzed.
Jenna Campbell is 24 years old.
I can't walk because I was doing whippets, which is nitrous oxide.
She says her abuse of nitrous started about 5 years ago.
I really liked it from the first one.
At 19, Campbell says her use was infrequent and the gas came from cartridges like these.
I had no clue how unsafe it was.
But she claims she never really felt side effects until large tanks of nitrous oxide appeared at gas stations and smoke shops in Jefferson Parish about a year ago.
They started making the tanks, which is more intense, so it's more direct, and you get more nitrous. So I think that's whenever things changed. It progressively got worse for me.
The beginning of October, she started using it daily.
Dr. Archie Melcher is a general neurologist at East Jefferson General Hospital, part of a team of medical providers treating Campbell after she was hospitalized because of her nitrous oxide abuse.
The effects of nitrous oxide they're rapid in onset. You feel this euphoria. It doesn't last long, so they seek out another episode of euphoria.
Melcher calls incessant use like Campbell's an addiction.
It's heavily addictive. I mean, I was addicted to it. I couldn't stop doing it.
Campbell says her heavy use came at a heavy cost each time she walked into a shop to buy nitrous.
I spent so much money. Each canister was about $50, and I was doing like 6 to 16 a day.
Hundreds of dollars daily, fueling a habit that quickly robbed her of nearly every minute.
I was just doing it back to back, every 30 seconds or so, the entire day. I wouldn't even get up out of the bed.
Melcher says the addiction rapidly attacked her nervous system, inactivating an essential vitamin, B12.
Your body does not produce vitamin B12. You have to obtain it from your diet, meat, fish, dairy, and eggs.
Dr. Melcher says a young, healthy person with a diet rich in B12 keeps the vitamin stored in their liver.
In amounts that will last on the order of years. So even if you would stop taking in vitamin B12, it would take years to deplete the vitamin B12 supply.
He says that all changes with frequent nitrous oxide use, as the gas inactivates the essential nutrient, depleting a supply that could last for years in just a fraction of the time.
That can happen over hours or just a couple days, especially if you're abusing nitrous oxide.
The body needs B12 to nourish the nervous system, Melcher says, nutrients for the brain, peripheral nerves, and the spinal cord. A deficiency can create permanent damage.
You can develop a dementia, memory disorder. It can cause behavioral changes. In the spinal cord, you can see weakness and also imbalance because the brain doesn't know where the legs are in space because of this injury.
I would be like running into walls and stuff. I couldn't walk. I had pins and needles in my legs. It got really scary.
Until November 6th, when her father, Greg Campbell, found her in her apartment, bedbound, facing the devastating consequences of nitrous abuse.
We rescued her out of there finally, and she came here to East Jefferson Hospital where she's getting the best care possible.
For nearly 8 days, Campbell was in the hospital, unable to move her legs with blisters on her tongue after constantly inhaling the pressurized gas from tanks just like these.
I've frostbited my mouth before. It hurts to eat. It stays on your mouth for like a couple weeks, and it scabs over.
Since November 13th, she's been in rehab at the hospital, recovering from the acute injuries like the blisters, but still more than 2 weeks since the last time she used nitrous, she's unable to walk.
We're seeing some improvement. Hopefully that'll continue, and hopefully the symptoms and signs will resolve. But it can take a year or two for that to occur.
For now, she's rehabilitating at East Jefferson's Independence Lane, a full-fledged recovery facility on the 8th floor of the hospital, offering real-life recovery scenarios to patients just like Jenna.
They have me in the parallel bars, standing up and taking some steps. They've been working me hard, but I'm excited because I want to walk again. It feels really heavy, yeah.
Patients are trained in activities of daily living, such as dressing, bathing, transferring in and out of a bed before they go home to live, hopefully independently.
Still, seeing his daughter in a wheelchair is a painful reminder for Greg Campbell of the toll nitrous oxide has played on his family's lives.
My daughter can't walk. It's about a life and death situation.
He says his daughter is finally fighting back against her nitrous dependency, finding purpose in recovery and courage through speaking about the addiction.
We're coming forward to help anybody else that might have a daughter struggling or a son struggling with addiction and gets a hold of one of these things.
Talk to your kids, talk to your family, explain what it is to them and the risks.
Risks she feels every day now, practicing movement without falling or a few assisted steps. Still with little feeling in her legs, all because of an addiction she says was aided by easy access.
It's made to abuse. It's crazy that you can go to a gas station and buy this stuff, especially because it did so much damage to my body.
She thinks the companies that are manufacturing these things know how much damage they can cause, and while there are warning labels on the tanks, she claims those companies are disingenuous when it comes to the risks or the intention to use this for whipped cream, arguing the marketing of the products makes it clear they intend to supply a high.
I think they know that people are abusing them and they are making a lot of money off of it.
A fortune, Greg Campbell says, nearly killed his little girl.
They're definitely selling it for people to inhale. This has got nothing to do with food making. They're making millions of dollars on ruining everybody's lives.
And that was Rob Krieger reporting. Campbell says local lawmakers are already beginning the process to change laws statewide next legislative session. She says she doesn't think there should be any exceptions and wants the gas off shelves in Louisiana. And as far as her recovery goes, she could be released from the hospital before Christmas. And she says she's hopeful she'll stay away from nitrous as she learns to walk again.